advocacy is not the property of one single person.
It is not just a Filipino concern. It is something that people in other parts of the world, people who are concerned about their own well-being of society, would have an interest in.
You must give an individual an opportunity to dream, give him an opportunity to better himself.
I believe that it is imperative, I repeat, it is imperative that we pass a law that will give peace a chance in Mindanao.
You should stop them. Otherwise, we're going to cry tomorrow.
The region of Mindanao in the Philippines has been plagued with terrorism and insurgents for decades, with a particular concentration in the Bangsamoro areas. Although Islamic groups Moro National Liberation Front and Moro Islamic Liberation Front have accepted genuine autonomy in lieu of independence as a way to continue paving a road toward peace for the Philippines, extremist groups such as the Bangsamoro Freedom Fighters, Khalifa Islamiyah Movement, and Abu Sayyaf Group find ways to breach this goal. Terrorist tactics such as bombings, kidnappings, and killings have incited fear, and a looming threat creeps over the Philippines and the rest of Southeast Asia as the Islamic State of Iraq and Syria, also known as ISIS, is quickly moving and spreading its arms. Quickly growing, the group's influence in East Asia has created serious concern among its governments that it can establish a foothold by linking with local extremist organizations. As the issue continues to press Philippine government, members from various sectors of the country convened to find solutions in order to secure peace and prevent the further radicalization of Mindanao and its surrounding areas. In a conference entitled Radicalization in East Asia, addressing the challenges of the expanding ISIS influence, political leaders, government officials, security analysts, peace advocates, civil society, academe, religious leaders, business leaders, and the media came together at the EDSA Shangri-La Hotel last May 15 to discuss issues on conflict monitoring, peace building, counterterrorism, Southeast Asian foreign policy, and the link between conflict amid the Moro groups against state and radicalization in the region. Organized by the Philippine Center of Islam and Democracy, S. Rajanatram School of International Studies of the Nanyang Technological University, the University of the Philippines Center for Integrative and Development Studies, the UP Law Center, and the Mindanao State University, international security analysts and geopolitical experts presented studies on radicalization, peace processes, the current state of Mindanao and surrounding Southeast Asian countries, reintegration and religious rehabilitation, and the possible threat of ISIS entering the ASEAN region.
The main goal is to bring to the consciousness of our policymakers the existence of this threat. We cannot bring to their attention the seriousness of the threat unless we discuss it seriously. And this forum seeks to achieve a serious deliberation and discussion on this threat and on the ramification that this threat poses to us, not only in the Philippines but the region.
From the S. Rajaratnam School of International Study in Singapore, we would like to share our views and studies on many of the issues concerning radicalization and extremism. It is important to put forward the message that while you are looking at the peace process in internal part of the Philippines, actually the effect of all these radical and extremist views contribute to an intensification of security and other challenges all of us face outside of the Philippines. Sometimes when we look at issues in our countries, whether Philippines or Singapore or other part of Southeast Asia, we tend to look at it as something affecting the people there. But our studies in the school show that these kind of challenges go beyond the local condition.
A commonly understood interpretation is the gradual adoption of an extremist belief system that justifies and legitimates the use of force in pursuit of political or religious goals. Is certainly to deal with the underlying conditions that give rise to radicalization into violent extremism. For example, poor governance, non-enforcement of the rule of law, poverty, illiteracy, lack of economic opportunities. These are fertile conditions for extremist ideologies to take root.
The radicalization of the individual comes from the individual giving up on the hope that he can change things. And so when there is a sense of powerlessness and meaninglessness and hopelessness, then it is so easy for the individual to be radicalized. And the danger there is that when he is radicalized, then it is easy for him to translate this hopelessness into violent action.
From the ballroom, I can see there's a colorful background of participants, whether they are Muslim, non-Muslim, from this region or the other. So we need to forge a very good, crucial partnership here, because what triggers in Philippines, it will cause a ripple effect in Southeast Asia. What happened in Southeast Asia will cause a ripple effect to the other region.
The urgency of thwarting ISIS and radicalization in the Philippines goes beyond the nation's shores. The road toward peace is far from being paved. But with the help of brothers and sisters from neighboring countries, perhaps the Filipino will be able to finish the road faster. The road does not only connect the country, but the entire globe as well.